What if I told you that the past 2 years of my life have been defined by a single meal? I'm not kidding. The last time I was at a Mexican food restaurant, I got an idea for something massive. Let me explain. So this is Fart of War. It's a card game my brother and I made, and it's got everything a card game needs. Strategy, jokes, luck, neatness. It took us about 2 years to make, and to understand why we made all this, you have to go all the way back to the beginning. I was reading Sun Tzu's Art of War for a school project, while at the same time packing for a trip to Costa Rica. And by the time we actually got there, everybody was ready to fall asleep. It was like 6 hours of travel. We flew all the way from Washington. Here's where things get interesting. When we arrived, our dad's passport was rejected. That meant we had to get back on a plane and fly all the way to Newark, New Jersey. It was the middle of winter. When we finally got home, we had a free week that was never actually meant to happen. After the travel, we decided to treat ourselves to a Mexican restaurant and just kind of settle back down. We brought a card game with us to lighten the mood. And eventually, we started talking about me and my brother's school project, The Art of War. Now, trust me when I say this next moment changed my life, and it was so incredibly stupid. Some genius at the table thought that the name Fart of War was funny. That's it. That's why I'm doing all of this. Everything really clicked. The card game, the free week, the Fart of War or the Art of War. It was right there and then that we decided that we were going to make a card game. We had played a lot of card games in the past, but actually making one is totally unrecognizable from playing one, and we would find that out the hard way, the long, hard way. So the next morning I took out my calendar and my red pen, and the week that had been free just a little while ago became totally booked. That next week, I had an index card in my hand basically the entire time, either to sketch down a game mechanic we hadn't thought of yet, or maybe a fart character, which was my official job.
We are really doing this.
This is crazy. Look at his face. And we went on like this until the thought of farts was almost no longer funny. Almost no longer funny. It sort of felt like 1 minute I was doing my schoolwork and I had my back turned, and then when I turned around again, there were 100 more rules. At this point, we really had no comprehension of trimming the fat, and so we just basically threw as many rules together as we could, not thinking at all about how complicated it would be. That was a mistake. We actually didn't have to wait that long for our first playtesting session.
The fact people actually responded to our playtesting is crazy. This makes me feel so special. Merry Christmas to you too.
And we quickly learned that with playtesting sessions, if anybody's made a game out there, comes a lot of critiques and a lot of reform. We also pretty quickly learned we're not all that good at reform, so we decided to get some help. As 2023 wore away, we decided to hire a consulting agency, and with that came a lot of mean stuff. Basically, the box wasn't engaging, the logo was pretty bad, and the entire thing had to be basically gutted and redone. The Fried Pickle Games LLC, as much as I hate to say it, was basically just a shadow in all of the other gaming companies and empires. And that needed to change. Once again, my life was totally booked. I spent all summer break sketching, redesigning, redoing game mechanics. My brother and dad were off hiring virtual assistants. We started an Instagram channel. We made plushies. We made an expansion pack. Basically anything you can think of for redesign, we did. It took a long time, but the game was finally coming together. And when the prototype arrived on our doorstep, the game was finally in our hands.
Dude. No way. I'm so happy right now, dude. This looks awesome. Yo. I can't even believe it. Look at that. Look at that.
Okay, back in the office. Oh, the slow open. Hold up.
Dude. No way. The Fart of War. It's here. Look at that. Plain fart.
Shakespeare once asked what's in a name. A lot, apparently. At any rate, my entire life has been caught up in that first night, in that first name. You never can guard yourself too carefully. Sometimes an idea just catches on. What if we gave him a little, a little... It's beautiful. It's beautiful.